here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin product, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Wow. What's going on? What's happening, everyone? What is on? What is going on? Hey, everybody. What's going on? We're back. Back. Bitch, you better be back on this bitch. Bitch, you better be back live on this bitch. Hey, okay, you gotta bug yourself up sometimes. Happy 420, everyone. Okay, happy 420, everyone. Okay. Don't judge me, because I know my mouth about to be green after I drinking this chlorophyll in my water. But you know, I'm doing what the old girl Erica De Niro told me to do. Okay, hey everybody. I'm so happy to see y'all in the room. Merci. Okay, Ransom with Ricardo. Hey, love. Look, my mouse is sticking. Hey, Purely Terry, Zodiac Palace, Intro. Okay, there's me telling y'all that I was coming. What's going on? Tahishia, Nisi, Pooh, Chanel, Ray Bay, Marlo, Stephanie, Holly Golightly, Kimmy. What's going on? Okay, Megan, listen. Y'all, I see y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for coming through. But girl, we got stuff to talk about. Not only do we have stuff to talk about, but also I am in a spirit of reflection today. Okay. Some things have transpired, and I use a lot of situations that I go through that are really uncomfortable as learning opportunities, a moment to learn from the moment. I mean, I might as well. The shit keeps playing back over and over again in my mind anyway. I might as well learn from the moment, you know? And what I learned is I protect my energy for a reason. I'm low-key a recluse for a reason. And that's because it's hard to shake negative energy. It's hard to shake bad energy. You know what I'm saying? I also learned that the things we see here on social media, the things that we have arguments about, the things that the girls are making their videos about, all of those things are prevalent. So prevalent. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about feeling unsafe with people. We can get into specifics at another time. But you talk about feeling unsafe with people and how everyone will ignore, make excuses, placate, why it's okay for you to not feel safe. It's it's a lot. And when I was looking at some of the things going on online, I felt like I was seeing the issue over and over and over again. Also reading a new book, When God Was a Woman, which has my mind blown just about how much male-centeredness is a part of our culture because it's a part of the religion. And because people are so strongly beholden to the way they've been told to think about everything, they won't think outside of the box. They won't look at the history. They won't pay attention to all of the signs. Okay. It's by Merlin something, but look it up. When God Was a Woman. Came out in 1978. A very fascinating read. Just off rip. I mean, I believe that God is a woman, but it talks about specifically the time period in which the main religions were religions of women, goddesses, deities. And then you would also see how when Christianity, Judaism, and Islam came into play, how they went around, and they talk about this in the Bible, but it's really the way you think about it. It's really the way you think about it. Y'all, we were literally reading in like 5 and 6 year olds reading and talking about the Bible, 7, 8, like throughout my entire childhood growing up in the Catholic Church, is talking about the Bible and the stories of the Bible. And they're talking about how God told Jesus or told people to go into Merlin Stone, thank you, to go into the tombs and the what is it called, y'all? Because I keep wanting to think caves, but it's not caves. The holy places, whatever they're called, but go into those holy places and take what they have in there out. Destroy what they have. Destroy it all. Get rid of it all. And then replace it with the God of today. With the God that we have been taught to worship. Temples. Yes, destroy all the temples. And it's kind of like, you think about it, like that shit was cool. Like that was what they should have done because our God is the right God. And what they were doing was bad. And there are all these stories, you know what I'm saying, about how these bad things were happening. And because they were worshiping this God, that's why it happened. So we had to go and destroy that God. And the more you think about it and the more you recognize what God really is, I think like this, omnipotent connectivity. Okay. I start to feel like the Revelations part of the Bible is the right part. The part where they say that someone will present themselves as God and y'all will believe it. They will be evil, but you will believe them. And it's so funny. Before we get into future, oh my God, so funny. Did y'all see the story about the school that decided to start teaching Satanism to the kids because they wanted to make a Bible study class mandatory? And everybody is so upset. Oh my God, you look preying on the children. You want to make the children Satanists? Mind you, I thought it was hilarious because I thought it was petty. It's like, okay, we're telling you that school is not a place for y'all to force y'all religion on these kids, but y'all gonna do it anyway. Y'all gonna make it mandatory. Okay, well, since we're going to make your religion mandatory for everyone to hear, then I guess we need to make somebody else's religion. And I think they were just trying to make a point that all religion should be kept out of the educational process. And the more you learn about religion and the way it teaches you how to think about things, the more you would realize that it shouldn't be in education. There's no way for you to understand things correctly if you have the biases that religion provides you. And I mean biases with the way you think about women, the way you think about their role in life. Like, it's crazy. And that's what this book was talking about. Like how, because the men who did a lot of the archaeological investigating, people that went to the pyramids and all of those different places and dug up the tombs from old kings and queens, and the people that lived in those societies that died away, they would go and study those places. And those places have remnants of the religions that were prominent when they were, alive and running. But because the people who are sent to excavate and look at the information are extremely biased because they're of the church, they read and misunderstand the history. So they have you feeling like women are too weak to do this, and the goddesses were just having orgies. The goddesses were just having orgies, and it was a dark time, and all of that shit. And then you tell us in the Bible how you basically raped and pillaged all of those people, all of the women's things that they had. You took it, you destroyed it, you ruined it. But that was okay because this is our God, right? But then when I think about it as a Black person, I'm like, well, that's the same thing y'all did to Black people. That's the same thing y'all did to the Africans. Y'all went around shooting the noses off the pharaohs. Y'all take information, you make misinformation, you take tidbits of the truth and then create a narrative that suits your fancy. And I think they've done that in society. And I think religion is one of the ways that they've done that, to make women feel like we are weak. If you don't know who you are, if you don't feel who you are, if you don't trust your instincts, then you can be played. And if you recognize what's going on in the world right now, I feel like women have definitely been put in this position to constantly be played. And that's not to say that bad things don't also happen to men, because I feel like the unbalance creates an unbalance everywhere. So men are unbalanced, they're in power, and therefore the world and we are unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? If you really like, it's crazy, y'all. Like, it's so simplistic, but yet so big when you think about it. Like, they literally had a meeting and decided anything that showcases a woman as a god, we're going to destroy it. Anything that we know for a fact is truth about what those women saw or foresaw in the future, because there were seers and women who were in power and who were gone to, women will they will come to these women for knowledge about what will happen in the future. So those are the women that are believed to have actually wrote some of the books of the Bible that they stole and then put their own shit in and spun and all of that. But the book of Revelations, the last book, is actually supposed to be the one that's actually closest to the truth. And so they took that shit and put it in the book. But think about what they say in Revelations. And I never forget this statement because it's so real to me. Those who are last will be first. Who's last right now? Who's having to fight for their own personal rights and shit? And who's now waking up and taking off capes and deciding that we no longer want to ignore, validate, excuse the fucked up and ridiculous behavior of the men and the women who are male identified around us? Who's doing that? There are a lot of us Black women that are waking up in some type of way and looking at a lot of things that we used to feel so strongly about differently. How we protect Black men, how we defend them, how we coddle them. Like, all of those things, I feel like a lot of us are starting to wake up from. A lot of us aren't, but there are a lot of roadblocks in the way. I was listening to Erica De Niro earlier today, and she's talking about how raising her son to respect women is only part of the job, because he goes out there into the world where other young boys who aren't taught how to respect women are going to bully him and label him as a simp, like a Future. I mean, like a Russell Wilson. Okay, you're gonna label him a simp because he respects women, because he respects himself, because he isn't degenerate with 7 to 11 children that he doesn't really have time or the capacity for. Wants to have more with another woman, wants to destroy another woman. He's looking out for another woman to put a ring on, but then destroy, so he can put more children into her womb than the other women would allow. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy. And I feel like a part of the problem is that in our homes, in our families, people make excuses. People make excuses for bad behavior. They allow grown people to feel like everything in their life is because of someone else. It's not because of them. They have no personal responsibility in why they shit fucked up. Or more so, and I'm sorry for everybody at work, but more so, you have no responsibility as a man in the women that you choose to keep having children with. Oh, you don't have a choice? I can't control that. They toxic. What are you? When somebody is bringing the issue that you have to you and you point out the issue that everybody else has, that is not accountability. That is not responsibility. I was on, like, I remember, what was the post? Erica Badu. Erica Badu post, y'all know, like I told y'all, you're heroes. You're heroes of the villains. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really, but so to speak. You know what I mean? Because Erica Badu posts this little, remix video. And sometimes I feel like she posts things just to gauge people's responses because she comes off sometimes a little male identified. And I don't understand how a woman that influenced me so heavily to be fully in the understanding of myself as a woman would be that way. So sometimes I think she just be online trolling on some slick shit. But she posted this about how, this other girl's post saying, toxic women destroy men too, but we don't talk about that. And I was just like, oh, here go the deep bitches talking about how we don't talk about how toxic women ruin men. Yeah, we do. All over the manosphere. Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, all the other, crazy ass men that are online basically telling women to be whatever we want you to be and shut up about it. Do whatever we want you to do. Fit impossible molds. Don't be human at all. And we give you no grace. But we want all the grace, we want all the patience, and we want all your support and all your love and all your energy. And we want you to be a thought, but don't look like a thought, but don't be too homely. And we want you to be a wife, but we also want you to be a boss chick because we don't really want to fully take care of you the way a man is supposed to take care of a wife, but we want to have a traditional relationship and we want to be able to cheat, but we also want to have a woman at home that's faithful to us. Like, y'all are a whole bunch of walking contradictions around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Yes. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I know we want to believe that she is that way, but there is something that tells me she's doing something else because I've listened to this woman's music. I know, I feel like I know her well enough. I don't know why, but I know her well enough to know it's not as ignorant as we're thinking that it is. You know what I'm saying? Yes, just being a thermometer. Yes, because she didn't respond. She didn't give her opinion, but she posted it, and everybody was in the comments losing their fucking minds. Okay, I've been added on that fucking post so many times because first of all, they didn't like what I said, which is all I said was that's all they talk about online these days. That's all I said, y'all. And from that, you should see the thread of the shit that people have said. If y'all go on this post, y'all follow me on Instagram, I should come up at the top. Go see how much back and forth. I can't even keep up with all of the back and forth. And the only back and forth I had was me and this girl laughing about how it's always the woman's fault, and because we were just like, oh, bro, we get it. We know it's our fault. It's always our fault. You know what I'm saying? The single mama's fault, the boss bitch's fault, the thought's fault. Like, it's always the women's fault. We know. Like, we're tired of hearing this. And the funny part about it is, the thing that I'm starting to understand, and it's so funny because I'm so grateful for my father because I actually had a real example of somebody being a full example of what y'all feel like is an alpha male and all of that. And I feel like my mom never had to not be a businesswoman. You know what I'm saying? I was never taught not to be a full expression of who I am. Like, I was never really taught to shrink myself as a person for anybody. And so I'm glad I had that example set for me because I feel like there are so many people that are looking at these niggas and thinking that because they give you swag or because they feel like they can protect you, but they really don't, they really can't, you think that that's attractive. You think that that's attractive. It's not fucking attractive. It's not attractive for you to need so much from a woman and claim that you're a man. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand as a man how you can walk around and say you have no control in your life. That makes no sense to me, to hear grown ass men like outwardly saying to people how they are out of control of their lives. They're out of control of their situation. It's somebody else's fault. How do you expect us to look at you as a man? How do you expect us to look at you as an adult if you can't be a man and admit your pitfalls, admit your issues, admit you like being a hoe? Admit you must have some type of psychological problem where you keep going impregnating all of these women instead of just having mindless sex with them, putting a condom on and moving on to the next one. Do you really think people would have something to say, Future, if you was just out here being a womanizer but not having babies with any of these women? Nobody would have anything to say because that's expected. Even that is expected and okay as far as most people are concerned, for you to be a single man out here dipping your dipstick in everybody that will have you. But it's a whole nother thing for y'all to create dysfunction in your children and not even care, not even pay attention. It's not even on your mind. It's not even a thought in your mind how your toxicity, your lack of accountability, your lack of responsibility, and your lack of overall emotional intelligence is going to ruin your offspring. Fuck it, right? But you get to say you're a father. You get to say you somebody daddy. And eventually when those kids become successful in spite of you, if they do, you'll act like you played a part, and now you'll be proud to be a father. Now, does that take responsibility away from all of the women who decided to lay up with him? No. But it took two people, didn't it? So if one person was more responsible, if one person was on their shit the way they were supposed to be in this situation, then neither of you would be here. Correct, Future? Correct? Child, when I tell y'all these niggas really be out here like this, and that's the sad part, they really be out here like this. All these children, all this dysfunction, all this negativity, all this toxicity, no control over yourself, no emotional control, no mental control, no sexual control, but you got all these kids that's depending on you to teach them something that is going to be of value to them in life. I need for it to fucking make sense. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm trying not to curse. I'm sorry. Hold up, y'all. I gotta pull up my Instagram, but I had to get that shit off my chest. Because I keep hearing and seeing it all over the place. Not only on social media, but in real life. And it's just obnoxious. It's obnoxious because I feel like as a woman, as a grown woman, I have always been expected to take care of my shit and to make decisions that I can be proud of later on. And I feel like people actively walk around and act like they had no choice in the matter, that everything was just happening to them. This external way of thinking about things that happen in your life. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Hold up, y'all. I'm trying to find the Future post. I'm trying to find it. Future basically said that, when everybody says that his baby mothers are toxic, he feels like, they're the ones that are toxic. I could have sworn I saved this fucking story. I'm so sorry. Give me a moment. I hate not being ready, but y'all know I already had it on my mind. I ain't even need to read what had happened because I already know. I ain't even have to play it because I already told y'all what went down. Y'all gonna already understand where I'm coming from with this foolishness, this lack of accountability. And then the thing that I can't stand is a lot of these men online that are having these conversations whenever we're saying like, the original comment that was on the Erykah Badu post was, but we don't talk about that enough, all deep and dumb. And I said, that's all we talk about these days is how women are the problem. Like, that's all we talk about. And then you got all these people in the comments that want to argue. What are we arguing about exactly? Talk to me and tell me, what are you arguing with me about as you sit online and complain about women, as I just said, you niggas do? What exactly are you upset about? Come here, come tell me. Okay? Come tell me, baby, because I don't understand. Do we not speak in English in this mother? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, hold up. I'm getting to it, y'all, because it makes my pressure go up. You know what I'm saying? It makes my pressure go up. And then people act like these aren't the things that we have to worry about. Okay, but see, when the kids get grown and they're repeating the same toxicity, you mothers gonna see if y'all live to see it. Y'all gonna see. Okay? They're repeating it. Anyway, during a recent interview, the Atlanta rap artist said he doesn't mind being synonymous with the term toxic. Oh, he doesn't care that he's being called toxic. Oh, that's great. What is he, Britney Spears? Get the fuck out of here. In his eyes, he claims the women that he's dated in the past were toxic to him, even if they don't admit it. After being asked if he's bothered by the negative label, of course he's not bothered by the negative label. These dudes never care about the wrong things they do. Like they never care about how they come off. They never care about if people perceive them as a good person. That doesn't matter to them. People have their own definition of what toxic is. These women all were toxic to me. They just don't want to admit it. The interviewer previously mentioned two of the Mask Off artists' most high-profile relationships. If you recall, Future had a brief 2013 engagement to R&B singer Ciara, who he shares 7-year-old Future with, Future Jr. Additionally, additionally, the lyricist shortly dated Steve Harvey's socialite daughter and model Lori Harvey. Ooh, come on, Lori Harvey, for protecting that womb from those toxic sperm. However, the pair eventually called it quits, declaring single. Okay, Future noted in the interview that the toxicity is all a part of his art and helps him share his more vulnerable side. While discussing his upcoming project, the March Madness rapper admitted that despite the toxic perception, he's a hard lover in real life. Oh, this is the way to trap all you unexpecting, unassuming women who want to get your club shot up by Future so that you can get your child support reduced down to a couple of $100 in about 5 years. Probably love the hardest, that's what he said. I wanted to showcase my skills as far as melodies and topics and being vulnerable. One artist he attributes to helping him bring out his creatively skillful side is his What a Time to Be Alive album collaborator, Drake. Oh, Drake and his fake nice guy, light-skinnedness. Like, I really do feel like Drake really lives that bullshit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a good guy. It's partially because I'm biracial. The other half is because, I was on Degrassi. And yeah, I do make rap music and I come off toxic like the women want me to be. But essentially, I look like I have a whole bunch of teddy bears on my bed. So you bitches gonna fuck with me anyway because y'all want to see what it's like. Like, Future is toxic, but so is Drake. So is Drake. Drake, don't do that. To me, I'm gonna go ahead and wonder how it is that you kept from getting everybody else pregnant, but then you got the girl pregnant and ain't like, come on. It's because y'all out here doing the same thing. I love y'all music though. Anyway, Future opened up his partnership with the Canadian artist, commemorating how well the two work together while speaking about Drake. He said, anytime we work in the studio, the level, the energy, we're trying to perfect this shit, but still stay raw, still stay gritty, and still be moving at the speed of the universe. It's something that you have to work at, but it's something you have to find too. Future, okay, speaking on shit I don't care about, Kanye. And I'm done with that. The most important thing for me was him saying that the women were toxic, but then talking about how he was vulnerable. And so this is my issue. My issue is the fact that there's no accountability and you don't see anything wrong in what you've done. And when people are saying I'm toxic, why not say, yeah, there have been times. Why not keep it a buck? But what did you do? You jumped, skipped, hopped to blame the mothers of your children and referred to them as all these women were toxic to you. Not you ran through them and exploited their insecurities and their ignorances because it made you feel good about yourself, right? It wasn't let me go find some of the deafest, dumbest girls that are pretty to go and fuck on without a condom because they're going to feel like, oh my God, this rap dude that's big is even talking to me, is even touching me. You wouldn't go and step to a woman that actually has something. You wouldn't go and step to women who are actually smart, Future. You would never go and step to someone that was really on your level. Ciara was the last time, and you see how that played you out. I honestly think Future and whoever all his writers are the ones putting out all these stories about Russell Wilson being a lame. I think that no one is really having that conversation but Future and his homeboys. And I think his homeboys are in the industry. And I think that y'all are putting stories out there like that so that y'all can control the consciousness of the way that people view Russell Wilson versus the way they view you. Because ultimately, there aren't many men that don't respect the lead football player on a team, like on a big team nonetheless. And he just got traded, but still, Russell Wilson is worth big money. 500, what I think it was like, no, not 500, 253 million, I believe. Like, and it's not to say that Future isn't worth a lot of money, because he is, even though Russell Wilson is worth more. But it's not even about the money. It's about the way he presents himself as a man that respects his woman, that doesn't go around creating all of these broken homes, that even loves your son like his own. That depiction makes you look bad. And it made you look bad when Ciara got with him. You look stupid, especially when you're online arguing with baby mama number 7 that you was fucking with without a condom, but you stay up and down talking about how she ain't shit and she the ugliest one of your girls, demeaning and degrading that woman publicly because you don't want to deal with the fact that you had another baby with a bitch. Like, fucking somebody without a condom don't end up with a child. But y'all want us to, like, you know, it's not happening. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? You want us to believe that this asshole is a better option for somebody? That's what y'all was saying online? That because he's cool? What makes him cool? What makes him cool, y'all? Tell me what makes him cool. I want to know. He makes music. Russell plays football. That's a sport. That's a hard sport. That's a sport where we're running into each other. So if making music can make you cool, then we know playing football makes you cool. So on top of that, they both got money. Talk to me. Please tell me, what about this nigga makes him better? I'm really trying to figure it out. I really want to know. Name something besides his cool factor. What makes him cool? You're emotionally detached. We never see your eyes, which tells me you're insecure. As fly as you think you may be, you're insecure. I think you're so insecure that you probably do put those stories out. You probably do have people pushing them stories out about Russell being a lame and all of that, because they come up ever so often as if we haven't had this conversation already. Y'all bring this shit up every few months. Y'all want to talk about how Russell is a lame as he continues to have a beautiful family and make a lot of money and be at the White House and look beautiful on the covers of magazines and do fashion shoots with Ciara as he continues to blossom and get more and more money from his connection with his beautiful wife, who you discarded like she was trash. You continue to see these stories all over the place ever so often. Y'all don't think that shit happening by accident. Don't. Anytime people are reposting shit that's already been put out, it's because somebody asked them to, because they want that conversation to come back up, or they want y'all, oh, y'all forgot, we want y'all to get mad again so y'all can come on our page and draw a whole bunch of people to our page. Okay? But yes, Future is almost 40 years old, and he's sitting there talking about how he wants to have another baby. He wants to have children with his wife. Now you want a wife? Why do you want a wife? What do you want a wife for, Future? Is it because you're getting old now and somebody told you, hey, before your body start fucking up from all of the drugs and shit you've done, all the alcohol and hard living, why don't you hurry up? Hurry up and find you a woman to be stuck to your side. Oh, Lord. Let me see. Let's see.
Smile. Yo, this Future done by the answer GQ celebrity question.
Shut up. Okay, listen.
Be the self-doubt. It might be someone else doubting me. Someone around me might not feel like they're 100% sure what I'm doing. That's the thing that I have to do every day. I feel like I have to say it from in the future, whatever I put my mind to, wanting to be successful and reach his highest potential. 3, because I never had more than one kid.
Okay, there we go.
I want to have kids by my wife. Yes, by my wife. If I ever get married, you know what I'm saying, I want to have kids by my wife. Of course, it could be like 3, because I never had more than one kid by a girl. So like, if I had 2 by her, then it's like more than I had. So I feel like it was more special.
So what would make the woman more special was if she had more children by him. Even though every time a woman has a child for you, you disregard her and throw her away like trash. Literally, every time he has a baby with a woman, he throws her away. You haven't gotten a baby number 2 because you discard the women when shit gets hard, when the women need something from you, when they are no longer there to fuck you and make you feel special. Because see, a lot of you men don't want to talk about how the reason why you're with some of the women you're with is because you're insecure and you need to feel better about yourself. So you get with women who you view as beneath you, because you know they're going to want you, you know they're going to dig you, you know they're going to be all over you, and that's going to make you feel good about yourself versus feeling good about yourself from within, like women can do sometimes. Okay, I need you to like yourself from within, and not because a woman made you feel good about yourself, because that's a lot of the times what's happening here. Thank you, Mahogany Pink, for the super chat. Still don't know how anyone can understand the words coming out of his mouth, child. And then swear up and down he don't do drugs. He swear up and down. Thank you, Shanice says. Where did you get your hat from? From She Inside. Like I get most of my shit. Was there another one in here that I missed? Thank you, I am Diva Nicole. Woo, you can't get real deep. You can get real deep on this topic, maybe even deeper than YouTube is ready for. A child. Listen, that's why, you know, I try not to get into all of those things. You know what I'm saying? I try not to get into all of those things because people don't be ready, and they be so mad. You know, even in my own surroundings and shit, I feel like whenever you express that your mind has grown past some of this shit, that people are still stuck in this rabbit wheel of feeling and thinking, and you tell them like I'm not in that space. Like, I'm sorry, I have grown past that. Y'all can stay where y'all at with that shit, but I see it, so I'm good. They get upset. They get upset. But I see this, and I'm seeing it even more so. It's so many men with no accountability, no responsibility. The community doesn't hold you responsible. Society doesn't hold you responsible. You will remain perceived as cool, and nobody will be able to fucking explain to us why. Nobody will be able to explain why. We're just gonna have to accept you cool. Let's go ahead and move on to Shaq, y'all. Okay, thank you. Mary Sparkles like, well, for the super chat, it's the fact that he thinks he's a contender for marriage after having 7 kids with 7 different women. The audacity. It's not audacious because there are women out there that still want him. Unfortunately, his whole facts is not going to, you know, deplete the women who would actually fuck with him. Like, it's not. It's not. He's still gonna be able to pull those women. Unfortunately, Gabby with an eye, thank you for the super chat. Even lioness get rid of the male when they trash. Bye, 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 bye. When I tell y'all, y'all be sitting up there talking about J-Lo. Oh, she ran through them. Halle Berry. Oh, she ran through them. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. Hold up, y'all.
You can't control that. Like
I could have.
But you can't.
No, I couldn't.
It's two people that involved in the divorce, bro.
Yeah, but no, I never talked about this. I'm glad you guys are asking because I don't mind talking about that. But I was bad. She was awesome. She really was. It was all me. I was just look. We don't need to talk about what I was doing, but I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. So sometimes when you live that double life, you get caught up. So I'm not gonna say it was her. It was all me because she was. Look, she did exactly what you're supposed to do. Gave me beautiful kids, take care of the house, take care of corporate stuff. It was just all me. Sometimes when you make a lot of mistakes like that, you can't really come back.
With a divorce, you controlled your life forever. You can't control that. Like
I could,
but you can't.
No, I couldn't.
It's two people that involved in the divorce, bro.
Yeah, but no, I never talked about this, and I'm glad you guys are asking because I don't.
Are we seeing a theme yet? Are we seeing the theme? Did y'all literally hear how Shaq had to tell this nigga no 2 or 3 times in order to get him to understand that no, it was not her fault. It was my fault because I dogged her out. And this is not to say that people don't play a part in the situation, but usually if a man is cheating on his woman and she's not cheating on him and she's not disrespecting him and she's doing everything she's supposed to do, you niggas still like to say shit like it take 2 people because you want to find a reason to blame her for why he was doing what he was doing instead of laying the responsibility of what he was doing at his feet. So thank you, Shaquille O'Neal. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a grown-ass man and knowing exactly why your family fell apart in that way. And I'm glad that they still cool. And, I've always liked that they were still cool and low-key wanted them to get back together. I ain't gonna lie. But only because I felt like if Shaq had grown and became a different person for her, then I would have wanted to see that. But that's also because I grew up with them being together. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, you don't give a fuck about what people be doing in their relationships. But I appreciate him for being vocal and saying, no, I was wrong. She did what she was supposed to do, and I was fucking up. And this interviewer, like, you wanted him so badly to be on this bullshit with the rest of y'all, where y'all say shit like, I can't control that. When I tell y'all I'm so tired of hearing that shit coming out of grown men specifically, I am tired of hearing that come out of grown men's mouth about their life.
I don't mind talking about that, but I was bad. She was awesome.
Divorce. You control your life forever. You can't control that. Like,
I could,
but you can't.
No, I couldn't.
It's two people that involved in the divorce, bro.
Yeah, but no, I never.
But you can't. No, I absolutely could have controlled what I was doing to cause harm to my marriage.
We talked about this. I'm glad you guys are asking because I don't mind talking about this, but I was bad.
Play it again. Y'all get the point.
She was.
But I'm gonna say this: it's not even about the cheating. And this is what I want people to understand. That's why he said all the things I was doing. Because it's not just about the cheating, y'all. It's not just about the outside part. That's Channing Chowder. So that's Channing Crowder. Okay, I don't know him. But that was the one that said the shit about Russell Wilson, right? That was him. He is toxic. And you can hear him so badly wanting other men to go along with the idea that they don't have any responsibility in the way their lives go. Because they've tricked Black women specifically, but they've tricked people into feeling like, oh, I ain't got no control over that. I can't do nothing about that. When really, you can at least look at yourself and say, I should have chose differently. I should have not did this, and this. But y'all don't want to take any part in it. You want to say shit like it take 2 people to divorce. When are y'all going to grow up? For real. Yes, the defeated mindset that these men have permeates everything. This is the reason they can't persevere in the fact of persevere in the fact of obstacles or setback. This is behind the low achievement rate. It's the mindset. And you say that and they don't understand. Shaq was crying in this interview and everything. His emotional intelligence is on point. I'm glad he's woken up. We're about to get the DJ Envy. We're about to get the DJ Envy in a minute because we got to talk about that shit too. Because I thank Shaq for being honest, and I thank these two for being honest about their situation as well. But there's a part of it that I wasn't a fan of throughout the interview. Okay, so let me go ahead. Let me pull it up, girl.
With the divorce.
Shut up. Stupid. Anyway, let's listen.
We did an interview with the Shade Room.
Hold up, let me share. I don't know how they be about this shit. I don't know how the Breakfast Club be about this shit. So I'm not even gonna play that whole day.
So yesterday we did an interview with the Shade Room, and the Shade Room, of course, only posted a part of the interview, and this is the part that they posted.
Of course, I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that man for that work, and the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative. So yes, I was faking it.
We got into like an argument, and then she was like, "Well, you know, I don't be having an orgasm," and I was like, "What?" And she was like, "I don't." I'm like, "No, yes, you do. I hear it." Like, yeah, and then she's like, "No, I'm faking it." I'm like, "Every time?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then that just crushed me because I thought I was putting in work. Like, I'm sitting there thinking I'm, you know, Big Daddy Long Leg.
So stupid. Charlamagne is so fucking stupid.
So yesterday we did an interview with the Shade Room, and
off?
the Shade Room, of course, only posted a part of the interview, and this is the part that they
He said,
posted.
of course, I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that.
Okay. All right, hold on. Did I miss something?
Having sex. I didn't know what I was doing. I was her
No,
first.
you said you was Big Daddy Long Leg.
I said, I
That's
thought
what
I
you
was
said.
Big Daddy Long Leg. I
That's
thought I
what
was
you said.
Mandingo, and I didn't know. And then they realized you had to
First of all,
learn
you too
your
big
woman's
to be a
body.
Mandingo. Okay,
Okay.
you be a
So
tan.
I love that they're being honest. We're gonna talk about another like problematic part of the interview. But I say all that to say, ladies, don't fake orgasms. I know you feel the pressure to fake the orgasm, but don't do it. It doesn't help you or him in the long run if he doesn't know how to make you come at the end of the day. And I personally feel like relationships should be reciprocal. And I think, and this is why I was talking about the whole religion thing and how it's connected to the way we view men and women. And y'all really do view women like these vessels of everlasting everything that you can just keep pulling and using from and never have to pour back into. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he's making money, but you have, you made the kids, you're beautiful. I'm sure you're offering him something besides just sex because y'all have a friendship, So women don't even necessarily value the things that they provide because those things aren't really able to be quantified. You can't really talk about all the times that you encourage them. You can't really talk about all the times that you do little small things to make sure that they're good. Like, you talk about it and they dismiss it as if it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when she's talking about how her faking orgasms was about making him feel good about what he had done for her or what, no. If you want to thank him for paying for shit, thank him. Thank you. And when we have sex, if I am not enjoying the sex, then the sex is going to stop. Or I'm going to tell you, I didn't come, right? I'm going to be upset. I don't know how you hoes do it. When I tell y'all, my body be so upset when I was about to get there and I ain't get there and you got there before me. When I tell you there is no way to be a loving woman after that. I don't know where y'all come from. Y'all bitches is crazy. Gabby with an eye, you can't even manage a McDonald's with that mindset. I mean, I'm going to tell you, they can't manage, but they know what to do. I do this, I do, you know what I'm saying? They know how to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Never fake it. You only send the message that they're doing something right, then they keep doing that thing. And another thing is if a dude, I've had it one time where I was like, trying to direct and he got upset. And I was just like, so I was supposed to pretend as if this was good for your ego? Right. Obviously we're not together. But word, I was supposed to not have a good time during sex so you could not feel bad about the fact that you don't know what the fuck you're doing down there. Okay. No, nigga, just how y'all want women to feel bad when they don't do something that pleases you, I want you to feel bad when I didn't come. You should feel bad. You should be ashamed of yourself. Figure it out. let's get into it.
So what's personal about this is, to me, is that I believe that whatever Rashawn and I have to accomplish, either through our marriage or through our children, is so great that I think my mother was a casualty of that. I think that God took my mother's sensibilities away from her so that I wouldn't be in a position where I had to make that decision. So
Okay. So one thing I'm about to read from these comments, these unnecessary detailed marriage campaigns are getting on my nerves. Even though I understand where you're coming from, why you want to post it? Like, y'all be out here, ooh, let me read it, and then be like, why y'all keep telling us this? Honestly, I'm fascinated by people sharing their information because I like to figure shit out, okay? So I listened to this whole hour-long interview that she did right before I came up here, okay? And there were moments when I absolutely understood what she was saying, and there were other moments where I felt like this is definitely coming from a place of God told me that I needed to stay with this man, even though he disrespected me and hurted me. God told me, God told him that I needed to stay with this man. I needed a sign. And God sent me Tyrese. And Tyrese told me that I needed to work it. I needed to stay with that man, Savannah girl. And listen, y'all, I tell y'all all the time, cheating happens, especially in long-term relationships. I'm surprised she didn't cheat on him, considering the fact that she wasn't coming and this nigga is her first. Okay. Envy was a serial cheater. Child, they was acting like he wasn't, though. They was acting like it was one time. I can't wait to read that book they coming out with. I'm gonna read it, especially if y'all got an audio book. I will be on Audible looking for it. I have some new Audible credits, and I would love to hear you guys light-skinned problems. It's just a joke, y'all. Don't be all sensitive about it, but they are extremely light complected here. Jeez. She's Jamaican. But yeah, so she's Jamaican. She was out. So let me say, what she was saying was that she feels like her mom, if her mom wasn't going through dementia, if her mom had her full capabilities and understood what was going on, she would not have been able to go back to Envy because her mom would not have allowed for her to. And now, since she's taken him back, life has been better for them. They've gone through the work. They're both better as people. She had to figure out who she was in a way. He had to figure out who he was. But the loss of what they had built made him want to do the work, to continue to help and do whatever he needed to do until she felt better. And I did like that message, that if somebody needs you to suck their asshole until they feel better about all of the cheating and you want to be with them, then do it. Because you hurt them. So take the L. You know what I'm saying? But my problem comes in when y'all make it God's plan for you to stay with somebody that hurts you. I don't like it. Even if I feel like that's what it is, I don't like that y'all put that out there to people, because the young girls that don't have the discernment to know the difference between, I'm going to just stick in there with my man because I feel like we both have issues. We both have problems. We're both not, we're both not perfect. And I feel like this has gotten better. I feel like I communicated that I needed changes to happen. He made those changes happen. And now I feel like I can go ahead and be with him now. There's nothing wrong with that, y'all. When I tell y'all, I don't see nothing wrong with people forgiving their spouses for whatever happens. I really, really don't. But what I don't like is the idea that women are supposed to acquiesce and constantly give up pieces of themselves so they can be a representation of this white Christian-based woman that is so forgiving that it was God's plan for her fucking mama to have dementia, because if not for that, she would have walked away. I don't like, even though I understand what she's saying. For instance, I'm gonna give y'all an example. So I'm telling y'all I understand where she's coming from, but I don't like that. I don't like it because I don't like what that says. And what that says to the people that y'all are trying to administer this shit to. Because y'all are trying to write books for the girls who are married, for the girls who may be about to get married, want to get married, the girls who are going through it, the men trying to get their wives back once they didn't realize that they ain't shit without them. Okay? And I don't want those girls to think that every nigga they fucking with money is a DJ Envy that they need to forgive because the Lord sent them a Tyrese song that told them to take it back. No. I'm happy they worked it out too, because they got 11 children over there. So I'm glad they worked it out. But I feel like for us to ignore the messaging, that's a fucking problem. And I'm tired of doing that. So I'm not ignoring the messaging of the things that she said and the things that he said. At the end of the day, you were okay with forgiving him because you felt like he did the work to fix it. That's it. Don't tell me about how your mama needed to have dementia and all of this, and you had to have Tyrese on the phone and shit in order for you to take him back. Because then it tells all the young girls that God is sending you a message, girl. Stay with that man even though he dogging you the fuck out. No, don't do that. No. Stay with the man because he made the changes you wanted to see. Stay with the man because at the end of the day, you felt like your relationship was more important than monogamy. Because a lot of y'all don't want to admit that. A lot of y'all don't want to admit that a lot of marriages are not always monogamous. And that's cool if that's what you cool with. Change how you think about this shit at the end of the day. I would have much more preferred for her to get up there and hold up. Because I'm going off the point because the shit didn't make me mad. But I was saying that I feel like I would have never done YouTube if my dad was still alive. I may have eventually worked my way into doing it, but because I always had to be conscious of how people saw me, and I had to think about how people saw me based off how he would view people seeing me. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about what your people think about what you say. You got to worry about how they feel about the things that you say. And my dad was the person for me that I cared most. You know what I'm saying? Him and my mom, of course, my mom was always going to be okay with me speaking the truth and all of that. And my dad might have grown to be okay with it, but I just did not feel the comfortability. Hey, Niecy. Okay, she didn't want to say I'm going to stick beside him with her chest. And that's what I wanted her to do. But like, I know when I say that, I don't mean my dad needed to die for me to do YouTube. I'm just saying, I don't know if I would have felt as comfortable. Okay. Now, when she says it, she's saying that God and nobody else would have been able to make me stay with this man if my mom was still alive to tell me to leave. And that, I think you need to think about that. I think you need to think about that, because ultimately it sounded like, okay, I want to believe that Envy did everything he needed to do to fix it. And that's what I'm leaning towards believing. But the way she explained the story, it sounds like you had a whole bunch of people bullying you into taking this nigga back. And you didn't have your mom there to support you and tell you, no, you don't take that. To me, it sounded like I got all these kids. He got all this money. He done made me mad, and I'm going to make him suffer. But it will make my life worse, my children's life worse, for us to throw this relationship away because he out here sticking his dick in Erica Mena and everybody else. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. If you're going to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got to talk about what's going on in your relationship. That ain't nobody else's business. But if you're going to run it, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Don't say that it wasn't all about the money or it wasn't about the comfortability. Not to say you don't love the man. You got to love him to have been with him since high school when he was stalking you in the blue van outside of volleyball practice or whatever the fuck, track practice. She said he was stalking her when they was in high school. Okay. Then let's not even talk about the controlling shit that he was doing. And she was like laughing as she talks about him having security following her back and forth from the DJ booth out into the club. One time she was in a club dancing with a dude. I think this might have been before they got married. He was DJing and he walks through the club angrily, picks her up, throws her over his shoulder, and storms out with her. And I died laughing because Charlamagne was like, that sounds like some light-skinned nigga. Gotta prove you're hard. Whore. And I was just like, you describing a lot of like abuse to me. Like, and this is not to say that we as women don't like this shit. You always like this caveman mentality. Ooh, he want me so bad. He not gonna let nobody take it. But all of it sounds like control. DJ Envy said a lot of good things though about how he didn't want to be that person. He realized, he didn't want to be the person. And I also feel like he never thought she would leave. And it wasn't until she was going to leave that he realized all of what he would be losing. Because this is when you realize how valuable your wife is. After you're done taking her for granted and disrespecting the dog shit out of her, and she decides to withdraw all of the things that she's providing you. This is when you realize how valuable she is, because you realize that you're rolling around on the floor in the DJ booth because you can't breathe. Charlamagne said the nigga would be rolling around in here on the floor. And listen, I have not been that hurt in a long time, but I remember what it felt like to be in so much pain emotionally from somebody else that all you can do is just roll around on the floor and ache. Thank you, Courtney, for the super chat. Bondi, you give the best advice. I love listening to your perspective on all things pop culture. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mary Sparkle's like, well, I know marriage isn't all like this, but dang, this scares me out of getting married. They make love sound like a losing game for women. They hate us. Listen, if you find a man that's a real partner for you, it's not. It's really not. And what I want to say about it is that, first of all, don't think that cheating is like, I'm telling y'all, oops, that's not the worst part of what happened. I promise y'all that's not the worst part of what happened. I feel like at some point this woman had to know that DJ Envy was out there being a hoe, because she explained that they were high school sweethearts. They got, college sweethearts, whatever, got married, had kids together. They, she had never been with anybody else. He had nothing but her for, a early part of the relationship, I guess. But either way, don't let this deter you from marriage, because marriage is what you want. And I feel like marriage is about two people deciding they want to do the big shit together. Thank you for becoming a member, Courtney. Marriage is about two people that want to do the big shit together. It's not about a man acquiring a woman so that he'll have somebody to do the shit he don't feel like doing. That's not what this is about. And I feel like, sorry, but y'all love, y'all love religions and shit. They teach us as women that we are nothing more than a helpmate. And that is demeaning within itself, to tell me that my existence is predicated on helping some nigga. I don't like that. I don't want to be that. I'm sorry. I don't. And guess what? Have a husband. Am the best helpmate ever. But my existence as a person and as a woman is not wrapped up in how good I service my partner or whatever. It's in me as a woman, as what I bring forth, is how people experience me. Okay? Now, all of the things that we were taught about how to keep a man and all of that shit, hey, it don't hurt. But I applied those things to being with women as well. I believe that you should just be who you are in a relationship, like as it pertains to how you can be, your loving and all of that, be that. But be with somebody that you can be comfortable in doing so with. You can't do that with everybody. Candy Game, her ASMR, thank you so much for the super chat. I thought the thought process that women were put on earth to assist and serve men leads too many women to thinking uncritically and suffering long term. It's that, yes. And that's what I think everybody doesn't understand, is that I feel like it's been like this long game mind fuck and nobody realizes it. And it's like, if you just pay attention to the way they've been, like, I hate to say socializing, but that's the best word for it. It's the way they've kind of been mind fucking you into believing certain things so that you will constantly be at these men's beck and call or at their grace or whatever they decide, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that at all, y'all. That's not, we're adults too. That's not good for anybody to not get what they need out of something. Hey, the question. Thank you for the super chat. I like them, but they are the prime definition of telling us something that we didn't need to hear. Honestly, I feel like when people talk about marriage and relationships, it's because they're trying to help people who may have gone through what they've gone through. Because I feel like, okay, listen, I bring me. Okay, I bring me. Okay, I know that's right, Niecy. Okay, let's see, marriage is supposed to be how you describe, Bondi, but to be honest, a lot of marriages aren't like that. Choose your spouse wisely based on what you both want is what I humbly advise, not that y'all ask. And we appreciate you, girl. We appreciate you, girl. You have to continue to grow together to feed the relationship. If you don't, the marriage becomes stale and archaic and doesn't service each spouse. Be willing to be flexible. Yes. And I feel like that's in life. In life, you need to learn how to be flexible. You know what I mean? But I like what I heard from them, because I feel like at the end of the day, all that matters is that, like she said, when they go home, their house is full of love and you know, light, and they have fun together. And if forgiving her husband got her to a better outcome in life, then I'm not mad at her at all for that. I really do feel like we really do be having our people. And sometimes our people be going through shit, you know? But it's not always a testament to them not loving us. It's a testament to two people coming together with issues that they're trying to work out in the process of being together. And sometimes being outside of the relationship can help you realize what's actually happening in it, which is why they got all these shows like The Ultimatum. And y'all, we're gonna do a watch along tonight, okay? After this, if my homegirl is available to go get something to eat and something to drink after this, when I come back, we're gonna sit down on my sofa and we're gonna watch 2 good episodes of Ultimatum, bitch. So y'all get ready for that. It'll be on the website because that's like the only place I can really do it without you know, YouTube fucking it up. So it'll be on the website, but I'll put the link here on YouTube for y'all. So y'all just be paying attention to y'all phones, maybe around like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm gonna say 8 o'clock. Be looking for me at 8 o'clock. Little 420 live on the website, okay? What you say, Nisa girl? A lot of marriages don't end up like that because women are taught to service early on. Some women get married before they outgrow the pick-me stage. And that's another thing. That's another thing. Okay, women not knowing who they are before they get married, so they don't know what to look for. That's why so many older women tell younger women not to get married so early, because you need to have an assessment of who you are. But it's also funny to me the way these niggas, you know, everybody be making you feel like you need to be so young. And I need for y'all to realize the reason why there's this anti-women growing old, like they don't want you to be older. You know why? Because with your age comes more wisdom. And in a lot of women, the older they get, the more they start to trust their own instincts about things. And when you rely on your own instincts, it's hard to be a fool for somebody. And I feel like niggas are always trying to put women at some type of disadvantage. And a part of putting you at a disadvantage is fucking with your head. Okay? Fucking with your head. And making you believe you less than you are. And making you believe that you shouldn't require what you require. And making you believe that the bare minimum or the unequalness, the unbalance of relationships these days is what you should be okay with. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not at all. But I'm going to just say, Gia, ain't nobody mad at you for staying with your husband, girl. Don't blame it on God, though. Look, I feel like ultimately that's what the Lord wanted for you. But don't blame it on the Lord now. That's irresponsible. That's irresponsible, because I really want y'all to just get out of there. I want y'all to do some more research on God. I want y'all to do some research on religion. I want y'all to do some research. I want y'all to read some fucking books. I want y'all to open up y'all mind and like really pay attention to the way some of the things you believe aid in your own oppression. I want us to do that, but I know we won't. I know y'all won't. I will, but y'all won't. You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all, a lot of y'all, some of y'all will, you know what I'm saying? But the people I'm thinking about are the people that, you know, that are around me that I love the most. I feel like this enlightening will not come to them. And it's unfortunate because I feel like they are walking around dimly lit because they have not really understood who they are. Like, it's crazy how I feel like this society makes women feel weak. It almost teaches us that we're weak, because if you were to know how strong you are, and I mean strong like your capability to detect bullshit, to protect yourself, to love yourself, to put yourself first, to not take bullshit from people. If you knew who you were, you would not take that. And so they don't want you to know who you are. So they pick women who are much younger than them. Women who are much younger than them, so that they don't have to be held accountable for the way they are. Because young women are not going to know, because they don't know. Just like, take Ashley Darby, y'all. Ashley Darby is hilariously smart. Okay? Ashley Darby is about to be, well, she is separated. Talking about you and me. Separated. How it's gotta be. Now, I only have screen, graphics for her. But we got, I think, 1 or 2 more things to talk about after this. Y'all make sure y'all like the video before I get into the Ashley of it all. Hold up. bed. Let me tell you, it's not supposed to hurt all the time. It can, but it's not supposed to. Get your vibrator, bitch. Help yourself out. Okay. Anyway, I'm talking about, clitoral stimulation. It usually helps with penetration being somewhat painful. Because sometimes the grooves don't fit. Sometimes the grooves fit, and they can electrify you just by sticking it in. And then other times, you're off to the left too much. I don't know what's going on. Take it out, put it back in. But yeah, let's go ahead and read what's going on. With Ashley, right, playing chess, not checkers with you, mother. Okay, because she's smart, but she also, I feel like, we're not gonna act like, I'm gonna just go ahead and get into it. So, the Real Housewives of Potomac star Ashley Darby has confirmed that she and husband Michael Darby, she's 33, he's 62, are separating after almost 8 years of marriage. As previously reported, a source close to the couple told LoveBScott.com that Ashley Darby, 33, how many times you gonna tell us, recently filed for legal separation in Virginia as a precursor to divorce. Ashley Darby later confirmed the news in a statement released on Tuesday. The mother of two explained, almost 8 years ago when Michael and I said I do, we anticipated sharing every single day together from that moment forward. Unfortunately, that is not our current reality. We have decided to separate. We are aware that there will be many speculative views as to why we have made this decision. People will be quick to assume that the causes were too much intrusion by reality TV into the most personal parts of our lives, age gap issues, cultural problems, or child rearing differences. Pieces of all these may have affected our pure love for each other, but no one reason is the root, because of our mutual decision to go our separate ways. We are now both at very different stages in our lives and have different goals for our futures. We both want the other to achieve true happiness and fulfillment and feel that we cannot do this together. While our romantic bond is broken, we will always love and respect each other. We also know that true happiness can only be achieved by continuing to work together and putting our hearts and souls into raising our two boys, Dean and Dylan. They will always feel loved and supported, for they were truly created out of love. As this is a personal matter for us, we appreciate everyone who has been a part of our journey and ask for your continued support by respecting us as we go through this emotional situation. Girl, they're not gonna respect you because that's not what they do. But I mean, we all knew this was going to happen. And honestly, Ashley, I think all of America is happy for you. Like, we all feel like, oh my God, she's going to be rich, rich white lady life, 2 young kids. Where's all the young dick? Okay, young dick, where are you? Come hither. I am free with money. Let us go. So I want to just go back and focus on a few things that she said. People will be quick to assume that the causes were too much intrusion by reality TV into the most personal parts of our lives. Okay, we'll take that. The age gap issues, we already know that. And then lastly, she said cultural problems or child rearing differences. Okay. Cultural problems. Yeah, what was the cultural problems? Talk to me in the comments. I want to know, what do you think were the cultural problems? Because I was like, Ashley, cultural problems? What possible cultural problems could you possibly have, my good girl? Talk to us and tell us. I'm so confused. What cultural issues are you saying that you guys had? I want to know, what do you guys think? So she'll basically be what she accused Katie of. What is that? Now Juan and Mike can run off into the sunset. Raw. Ashley mama in Black family. He think her family ghetto. It irks me. From what I understand, he's the hood version of the people from where he's from. So I don't know why he feel like that. That's why motherfuckers come over here and they be all happy that they white, go back to their own country and be bottom of the barrel. He rich, so, but I'm still saying whatever. Karen Patricia, thank you so much for the super chat. The assignment was understood from a trailer park to a real big bag to a real bag and a secure storyline for at least 3 seasons, maybe a commercial in my Nene voice. Girl, you better get on these kaleidoscope drops and do you a fucking commercial in between the Bravo entertainment. I'm not mad at Ashley. I think, Ashley, this is a bag, my girl. You did good for yourself. He called her the N-word to her face. Child, listen, I wouldn't be surprised because let me tell you something. Men like Michael, this is what I'm saying. She didn't realize this. You know, you're young, so you don't know. Then yeah, it's all well and good to shake this old nigga for his bag, but you forget about what you have to go through as a biracial woman and being perceived and understood as someone that is Black. How he was going to talk to you and deal with you around your kids when he was angry with you. How, you know, like I'm just saying. And then I want to know, what did y'all disagree with about child rearing? I want to know about that. I hope this shit will be on this new season, Ashley. I don't want to see you on this season if we're not going to talk about some of these things now. Okay? I'm not mad at Ashley or her wayward mama for putting this all into play. I think a lot of these rich white men have a whole bunch of money to pass around. So if you want to marry the lady and be with her for 5 years and, you know, leave her with a broken home but a few $1 million, then I guess it's cool. Future, you're not this rich. We hoped. But, you know, I feel like Michael Darby is a creep. I feel like you're the old man that gets with young women because you know this young biracial woman came from nothing. You knew she was going to be impressed by you and your money and the fact that you were in good shape for your old ass age. And you were going to pigeonhole her. And honestly, I think make her feel bad for relying on you. While at the same time, you know what I'm saying, probably making it harder for you not to rely. I mean, it's just, you can already see like probably so many issues happen in this relationship, but Ashley's going to withhold. I think Ashley won't tell us, and I want Ashley to tell us. Yeah, I think he's racist too. I think he had a fetish. I think he fetishized her. I think that's why he probably didn't want to have babies with her at first and then realized, well, fuck, I married her, you know, and the kids won't come out that Black. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't, you know? But I really don't think that he wanted to have children with her because he fetishized her. She can say that that's not what it is, but they just doing this for a storyline and wait for Michael to get off the show plot twist. Child, if you think that Ashley not gonna divorce him and take half, I'm gonna be very surprised. Bitch, I was like, if you don't take that half and get the fuck up out of there, girl, run. PM, thank you for the super chat. Ashley understood the assignment. Maybe. I can't wait for your reviews on Real Housewives of Potomac. I live for them. Listen, I'm not mad at Ashley, however this works out, because, you know, sometimes relationships don't work out. But we knew that it wasn't going to work out, Ashley, because this is the age when 30-something-year-old women figure out who they are, what they want, and what they will deal with. Y'all, it's a theme. It's a theme of when women are with older men, and, you know, and older people, period, but specifically women and men, when men get with younger women to control them, and then those women get to a certain age, those women then realize that they want more, or they want different, or they can do better, or whatever, and decide they don't want to be there anymore. Really, they just grow apart because the man can't deal with the woman that you become when you're in your 30s. It was a transactional relationship. Absolutely. It was absolutely transactional. But I feel like Ashley, being in dire straits, didn't know how to have any other type of relationship. You know, she didn't have any, girl, what else she was going to do? Mama living in a tent. She had to get up out of that. I think that Ashley looks amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing her in this next season. And yeah, good for Ashley. Good for Ashley. Get that bag and move on, girl. I knew it was something like that. Australia was started as a penal colony, right? A place where they sent all of the degenerates, right? Is that what I'm supposed to think? Is that what that is? Because I could be wrong, but that's what I was thinking. It's not just a storyline. They have not been on social media for months, and she hinted about this on her egg a month ago. Child, listen, I know them people about to break up. What you talking about? This is the 5 years after the prenup. The prenup is now she gets half at 5-year mark with 2 babies under. What? Ashley, get your bag, get the fuck out of there. And now you're on a show where you can continue to make your bag, girl. You better listen. I know you got a athletic line. I don't like you like that, but you know, I'm an athletic girl. And I do feel like, you know, I feel like I would like Ashley if I met her in real life because she just seemed fun, you know, fun and shady. You know what I'm saying? As long as she didn't think she was better than me because she was biracial, then no, I think I would have a good time with Ashley because I would just read her the fuck down and then she would just have to get over it. Some parts of the Envy Gia interview were definitely cringy. I'm glad they worked through the issues, but some of the stories were not things I could personally put up with. Girl, she was sitting up there laughing and smiling like, you know, it's all good. And they killed the Aboriginals and did them how white folks did the Native American folks. Okay, that would is what they sent the UK prisoners. That's what I thought. Okay, come on. Y'all better let me know that I be thinking it right. I ain't want to say that, but I was like, that's what I meant when I was like, you know, y'all come over here to America and just because you white, everybody's like, but back then in your country, you know, you're like considered, you know, you're considered low key from degeneracy as it pertains to the people that you know, that you come from. But either way, you guys, I think Real Housewives of Potomac is going to be great. I think it's going to be great. Yeah, it was for criminals and orphan children were sent to work. Oh, I feel like I specifically remember seeing something with the orphans recently. Something I was watching where somebody was getting sent all over. I think it might have been old girl. Netflix. It might have been a Netflix situation. Either way, girl, let's go ahead and move on. Congratulations, Ashley, on your freedom, your check, and you know, your bounceable life. You know what I'm saying? All of the new young dick that's gonna be out there, you know, good for you, you know. Let's go ahead and move on to, did y'all see ASAP Rocky got arrested for shooting at somebody? Law enforcement sources tell us Rocky was taken to LAPD headquarters for questioning, where he lawyered up. He'll be officially booked soon. They said that this is in connection to a November 2021 shooting. Okay, they say he had shot some people. I want more details. But it looked like, you know, child, it looked fine. Why am I in shade room? Where are my saves? Okay. All right, let's see. Ooh. There isn't a single justification for not dating bisexual men that isn't homophobia. So it's not justifiable that I just don't want to. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all be out here tripping. Listen, at the end of the day, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like we should have more healthy conversations about sexuality. Hold up, y'all. Okay. This candle smells so good, y'all. Okay. So yeah, what do y'all think? I think this is gaslighting at its this is gaslighting to me. Because I personally feel like y'all do this all the time. And listen, as a bisexual woman, I've had to deal with the fact that people don't always want to date you because you're bisexual. And I'm trying to understand, why is it hard for you this to do? Like, as a bisexual woman, I have been told by men that they didn't like the fact that I was bisexual. Now, they didn't not date me, but eventually it showed itself to be a problem with the way they saw me and the things that they would say. So that relationship had to go away. But I also feel like it was because I was attractive that it didn't matter, essentially. But this is not, no. You could say it's homophobic, but I feel like homophobic is about how you see people in general, not about who you date and who you lay up with. I feel like every single person on this earth has a right to lay up with the type of people that they want to lay up with. If you don't want to lay up with a bisexual man, if that's not something you're open to, if you don't want to lay up with a bisexual woman, if that's not something you're open to, if you don't want to lay up with a nigga that wear black shoes every day, if you don't want to lay up with a woman that never wears pink bras, if you don't want to lay up with somebody that doesn't have eyelashes, if you don't want to lay up with somebody that only wears weaves, you have so many choices at your disability. Like, we are grown. You're not going to tell somebody who the fuck to date. Now, how they treat people. Do they treat bisexual men badly? Do they make comments? Yes, let's deal with that. But we're not going to talk about how I should open up my vagina to who you want me to so you don't feel bad. That's what we're not going to do. And that's what I feel like this is. I don't like it. Get it away from me. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Stop it. Be bisexual and find the women who are also into you. Is it hard? Let's see what's going on with Benzino.
This must have been in the movie.
It's in the movie. And
I've
never done a scene with Shauna Brooks. I haven't seen Shauna Brooks on set to this day. I still haven't even met Shauna Brooks in person.
Wait, what?
So-
Wait, hold on. You haven't met her in person.
In person, I've never met Shauna Brooks.
So,
No.
well then, I'm so confused about this, right? If you never met
I mean, you know why? You know why you're confused? Yeah. Because the way people use the internet and use words and clickbait, it's confusing everybody. And you got to realize this.
Yeah.
The internet, we've been popping, like, let's say the internet's 20-something years old, but really people are just starting to. What's happening to me is the result of the bullshit of the internet, because all these videos that are being posted, even the Shauna Brooks controversy, whatever you want to call it, all that shit is 2 years is old or more. The Aaliyah video.
But why did
everything
Shauna...
is old videos. Shauna Brooks.
So is it old or did it not happen at all? Benzino, I think you're misunderstanding that we don't care about the timeline. Everybody was just like, Benzino's into the goils. And I was just like, well, why does that surprise anybody? To me, listen, and this is why I wanted to speak about this again, because I feel like I did miss a portion of this when I talked about it originally. Because for me, I didn't even take into consideration that Sean was lying. I didn't, because I see something about Benzino and that shit kind of makes sense for me. Okay, Candy is releasing a speak on it today with Benzino, which I will be back here tomorrow for us to discuss that. I will make my notes. But this is what I want to say. Benzino, I think the biggest point that I was making is that nobody cares either way. Nobody cares either way, Benzino. I know you think people care, and probably the niggas around you, the hood niggas that you like, dupe with, they care. But like the media at large, nobody cares, Benzino. And your fever and in your energy level is very heightened about the situation. And I feel like if it were not true, then why would you continue to give it so much light? You giving it gas. You giving it so much gas, Benzino. The truth of the matter is, if people don't want to fuck with you, it's because of other things you've done. I mean, you treat the women that you've been in relationship with terribly. You are completely out of control of yourself most of the time, and you're online arguing with your fucking daughter, and she's in her 20s, and you're literally online arguing with her on social media. On social media. I feel like you have issues that are far worse than your interest in the trans girls. I think that there are way more things for you to worry about, Benzino. And I really feel like nobody cares about this. Like, nobody cares about Benzino liking the girls. Like, nobody cares, Benzino. I know y'all want to say that it's about outing, and that's the part of the conversation that I really didn't care to like talk about, because I feel like, I don't like the outing situation. But ultimately, I feel like, okay, so if outing is the problem and the issue, why is Benzino talking so much? Like, just be quiet. Shh. Ignore it. Do you know how things go away if you ignore them? Things like this. Like, what is Benzino doing that this is going to help? This is going to hurt him? I just want to know, because I don't think so. I just think Benzino needs to stop talking about it and let it go if it's not true. But it's not something where it's like, I need to stand up for myself, because nobody cares. Didn't he say they were in a movie together? Yes, he said they were in a movie together. And he said he hasn't seen or talked to her since then. And I just kind of feel like, you really did an interview to talk about that? Somebody help him. Kris Jenner called Blac Chyna stupid, or really ghetto. She's really ghetto. Like, are y'all surprised or something? Are y'all supposed to feel like the Kardashians aren't like of this white culture, where as soon as they get upset with Black people or no longer find them cool and profitable, then all of a sudden it's so ghetto? I'm not surprised by this at all.
The ongoing legal battle between Blac Chyna and the Kardashian clan is heating up. As previously reported, Blac Chyna-born Angela White is currently battling it out in court with the famous family over her reality series with her ex Rob Kardashian being canceled. The 33-year-old socialite claims that despite approving Rob and Chyna for a second season, Rob Kardashian's family pressured the network to cancel the show. Kris Jenner made up a lie that she physically assaulted her son, Rob Kardashian, back in 2016 following a verbal argument the former couple had. After the alleged incident, Rob's sisters Kim and Khloe, along with Kylie, reportedly contacted producers urging them to cancel the show. On Tuesday, Blac Chyna on Tuesday, Blac Chyna appeared in court for the second day of her $300 million trial against them. According to Radar Online, during the hearing, Chyna's attorney told the jury Kris Jenner messaged both execs and show producers. Let me tell y'all something. Calling her really ghetto, stupid, and saying ditch the bitch. I think that that's very convenient because I think that at the end of the day, that's a real tough way to talk about one of the women, the Black women whose backs y'all rode into, our culture on. Like, to be clear, Blac Chyna was friends with Kim when Kim first started hanging around Black people, because she wasn't hanging around us. And then all of a sudden, the sex tape comes out. You see them with Trina. You see them with Blac Chyna, doing the "we so cool, we friends" posting on social media shit. It ain't been that long, bitch. But I just feel like it's so funny that you want to call her so ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they be about. With their own little half black children, that's exactly what they be saying. She is Tokyo Tony. She is. I'm not saying she's not ghetto. I'm just saying it was all good when y'all were using her to get into the culture. When y'all were using her for her Black card, for her to slide that shit in to the club for y'all to get in. Like, let's not act like it wasn't a whole bunch of Black women that the Kardashian women were hanging around so that they can get the clout they needed to start moving into our scenes the way they did. Trina was one of them. Blac Chyna was one of them. Them twins. I didn't know about Megan Good. Okay? So ultimately, even though I agree that Chyna is a ratchet ass fucking mess, I hope she wins, because you still got her show, okay, and her bag fucked up because you mad because you don't want, your son with this girl, and lied and said she beat him up. Hey, if the lady can get her money, pay the lady. Pay the lady. Pay the lady. That is your granddaughter's mom. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about that. And see, that's why I don't go up for these women the way y'all do. I don't go up for these women the way y'all do, because I see them for their works. Yes, they are powerful. Yes, they have made a bag. Yes, they have appropriated Black women in a way that I have never seen a white bitch do before in life. Lauren London, child, anybody that was hanging with T.I. Okay, Sierra. You know what I'm saying? Hang with the cool Black girls. Don't forget, you got to hang with the edgy Black girl, Kelly Rowland. Exactly. But you know who was always looking the other way when they sitting next to each other? Beyonce. I think because you see people for what they doing. You see people for what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, I feel like if y'all not going to hate on the Kardashians game, don't hate on Chyna's either. Don't hate on Chyna's either. That's my opinion. Okay, Lala, Serena, listen, listen. Back when Serena was dating Drake, girl, it was the best back then. Times have changed so much, y'all. Jesus Christ. We was on social media then too. All right, y'all, let's talk about this little last situation right quick, right fast.
Make one of these hospital, Hazel in the hospital videos, but looks like I'm gonna be here longer than expected.
Longer
So
than
the second day
expected.
back in the ER for another infection in my stomach. So how you guys been dragging me talking about, oh, her stomach is so swollen, she's so botched. No, she should get infections under that tummy tuck, and they do things to you from the inside out that you don't even know. So they're here trying to get it under control so it doesn't go back into that sepsis state. I tried to do a great birthday for my husband, a beautiful Easter for my daughter, since last year. Man, I pushed it and I made it through.
made it back here. Hopefully I will get tomorrow. My birthday's next week. I'm not missing the Bahamas, but I wasn't gonna make one of these hospital Hazel in the hospital videos, but
Y'all, what the fuck wrong with Hazel? Let me tell y'all something. I feel like I just saw a post that Hazel did not too long ago, where she was telling everybody that she was gonna continue to get surgery no matter what the fuck we felt about it. Now, honestly, girl, if you want to continue to botch and butcher your body, for what? I don't know. But she keeps doing it. You know what I'm saying? She keeps doing it. And if that's what she wants to do with her life, then that's fine. But child, her Instagram is all about the pictures. It's all about what it looks like in the moment. It's not about what it really is. And I feel like, what quality of life do you have when you keep having all of these surgeries? Like, what's the quality of life like? I want to know. Can you pick your baby up? You know what I'm saying? Can you actually be hands-on with your kids? Can you take care of yourself? Can you run? Can you walk around? Do you feel good? You know what I'm saying? On a daily basis, like, what's going on with your life? Because you think getting 99 surgeries is supposed to, you know what I'm saying, do something for you internally. And I feel like if you don't stop, you're going to kill yourself. Like, it's going to be death by surgery. I'm trying to see if I can find the one from not too long ago where she was in, it's probably in my saves, but she was talking about how y'all always talking about how many surgeries I have, and I'm gonna keep doing it until, let me see, what's this? Hazel, yeah, Karen tried her at the DMV. Okay, that's not it. So they be posting her like she paying them. That's what it is. That's what it is. Who is Hazel E giving out money to? It's a whole bunch of money. It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, no, we're not doing the music thing. That's not it. Child, if the show come back, you gonna come back, girl? Bye. They're not gonna invite you back. They should, cause you a hot ass mess. Girl. Oh, what's she crying about? Hold up, let me see. We gonna talk in a second, y'all. I was trying to see if I can find it. Oh, not bitch ass fat mother. Child, that's when they got into it with the people down to the snow lift. All right, I'm gonna stop looking at some point. What she say? 2 things I'm not doing. Two things this year I'm not doing. Going back and forth with ugly or broke bitches. Okay, so Hazel, you are like 40 years old. Why are you still talking about bitches being like ugly? Like, we could talk about bitches being broke, but why are you talking about why? Okay, let's see. I really wish that I could find that post, y'all. I'm so mad that I can't find the Hazel E post where she is crying, or no, not crying, telling us to kiss her ass and that she's gonna get however many surgeries she wants to get. Let me see. Hazel E talks sepsis, rough recovery. Those perfect figures didn't come.
I am like a month, almost like a month and a half post-op. Sepsis is real, but I'm with my family. And here's a good message. You know, I found out like during this plastic surgery process, probably it's like the people, they call it like plastic and dolls and all these cute names when you're getting your work done. And I just want to let all the younger girls and people considering plastic surgery know that it's not an easy road. Everybody looks at the results and thinks like, oh my gosh, she looks so great, her BBS is so popping, oh my god, her mom makeover is so great. Just know the road to recovery is work. It's work. You have to put in lots of work and know that those perfect figures, those round booties, those big boobies, it didn't come easy. put some respect on them hoes' names and mine. Period. I've been turning teenagers a little differently.
Girl, not put some respect
I've
on
been
these
turning.
hoes' names and yours because y'all go through selective surgery that be about to kill y'all all the time. So she had an infection 21 weeks ago. She had an infection, okay? She says she loves herself and her tummy tuck was necessary. Let's see. Okay, somebody said I don't love myself. No, I do love myself a lot. I just haven't been able to accept these changes my post-baby body did. Surgery of no kind is ever easy, but when you need it, you do it. If your muscles were not attached to your body and your organs were flapping in the wind, I'm sure you consider fixing it. The liposuction was definitely optional, but my tummy tuck was necessary. I could barely walk, hence why I let bitches hold my child. Haven't been on a red carpet since 2018. Having a child at almost 40 was risky as fuck, but I did it and just been trying to put myself back together since. The staph infection I got was clearly at the hands of others. I would never knowingly put myself in danger for vanity. That's exactly what you do every time you go get surgery. Hazel, that's not the only surgery you had. And the thing that makes me upset about this statement is like, okay, blame it on your baby body when we know that you had surgery on your body before you had a baby. What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? You knew, like, you were having issues with your body before. Remember? Because the body you had on Love and Hip Hop was completely different. Like, I just, girl. I guess, Hazel. I guess. Let me see. Let's see. Hold up. I'm about to pull it up for y'all. I didn't find the one I was looking for. I know, right? Been on a red carpet. Girl, get the fuck out. Y'all, look at this. This is from 25 weeks ago. Love and Hip Hop star flaunts her latest plastic surgery procedure. Is that liposuction or are you showing us your ass? Is that liposuction or are you showing us your ass? You don't have babies out of your ass, Hazel. Like, what are you talking about? And this is what I'm saying when I say, like, the way y'all be obsessed about having surgery is so fucking unhealthy. And that if y'all would just work out, y'all would see how many benefits you get from working out. And not only does your ass look better, your body look better all in all, and you're not giving this big on top, skinny in the middle, big on bottom like you hoes like to do. Okay, looking all strong up here and all sucked in like that girl, like food truck lady from Black Ink Crew Compton. Oh my God. Like, that's not a look, man. Just lose the weight. Like, just work the fuck out. Do the squats. I'm telling y'all right now, the orgasms hit so much harder when your legs and shit are and your butt muscles and all of that are really strong. Because doing a lot of squats, especially weighted squats, strengthens your pelvic floor. Had no idea until I was in this bitch climbing all over the walls a few weeks ago. So do me a favor, do the squats and stop being an asshole. She does not have issues with her body because of her baby. She has issues with her body because she did not like her body because she was in Hollywood where she was made to feel ugly. And they reminded her she was ugly when she got on that reality show. Not to say that I felt like Hazel was ugly. I feel like all women are beautiful. And I think you're even more beautiful when you find out what works for you and what looks good on your body. And you believe that and you flaunt that shit. That's why I feel like keeping yourself up is important. I don't care what anybody says about, oh, people you can go out in the world and y'all be looking a fucking mess and y'all think that's okay. No, I don't think that's okay. I think you should always look presentable once you walk out your house. Okay, I do. I'm sorry, but it's a part of the aesthetic that I take care of myself. You ain't always gotta be, the prettiest or have the nicest body and all of that. But you take good care of yourself and the stuff that you do have, and you learn how to do your makeup and what hair works for you and what outfits look good and how to contour a little bit. Bitch, it's about what works for you. Stop trying to look good for the next bitch. Stop trying to look like the next bitch. That's weird. I want y'all to realize it's weird for y'all to want to look like people y'all don't even know. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Look like yourself. Be a cute version of yourself. And if you got a big back, then get them fucking weighted squats together so you can balance your shit out and lose some fucking weight so you can stop having all of the weight, sitting on top of you and all of that. Y'all be sitting up here all big in the fucking arms and shit, looking like a damn biscuit. I can't. I don't want to. I want y'all to be healthy. I don't want y'all to be like Hazel, because Hazel's going to go get more surgery, because Hazel now is in the place of Joan Rivers and them, where surgery is now a drug, on top of the fact that they give you drugs. But I'm going to meet my friend for some drinks and to, you know, get our minds right. But I'm going to come back to y'all tonight. Since, yeah, look for me around 8. If we don't do one episode, we'll do 2, you know, whichever, how I'm feeling once I get back. I'm going to try not to get too fucked up down to the ball. But I'll be back at 8 p.m. for y'all, so we can, you know, get into some things with the ultimatum on the website, BondyBlueShow.com. Make sure you are following me on there, okay? And also make sure your notifications are turned on over here on YouTube, because I will be posting on my community page to let you guys know the link. All right? So I'm out. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you. Enjoy your day. Be great.